Today is the day we have arrived. We have someone on the left. We got someone on the right. What I know for sure is that today's going to be a good fight. We got to be, we got to love, and today's going to be special and all of the above. We are rocking. We are rolling. We are live. We are recording. Oh, my goodness. People, are you ready for this moment? I'm timing in my inner Muhammad Ali. I've been watching movies. I hope you can see because I'm excited for what's about to be reality between these two gentlemen as we step into our real, raw, unblinded, real, raw sales role play between, because it is now a challenge. It is now a competition. It is an influence off by our co-founding team. We got Jared Yellin on one side. We got Adam Gugino on the other side. And we have Sean Callaghy in the middle. So today is going to be special, and I just can't wait to get this started because the hype is real. There's been memes being broadcasted. There's been threats in a loving way. There's been poking, and as Adam said, they have poked the bear for the last time. So this is going to be something else.
Sean with us?
Not as of yet, brother. So you got some time to keep shaking and baking, brother, because it is going to be live.
I can sense the nerves. I can sense the nerves back there. Look at that guy.
Oh, it's movement. It's movement.
I don't need to move. I'm just like laser sharp. Everybody, right now, before we even start, who's got this? That butterfly over there?
Play some bets.
Or the bee? The butterfly or the bee?
Play some bets. Hey, let's see. We got Jared. Ooh, he's getting the gloves on. He's getting the gloves on. He's ready. Let's drop it in the chat. Who do you got? You got Jared or you got Adam? Getting in state right there. I love it. Woo! We got some takers for Adam. We got some takers for Adam. This is gonna be something. It's gonna be a clean fight. It's gonna be a clean fight. We're gonna keep everything above the waist. No biting of the ears. Nothing of those type of dynamics. It's gonna be fun and it's gonna be live. So let's wait a few more minutes and let's kick it right in as we wait for Sean to chime in and ring the bell. So what are we thinking? What are we thinking? There was a couple emojis. There was a bee on one side and a butterfly on another. I'm not saying that that's fair, but I'm saying it's real. It's happening. So we are moving. Adam, how you feeling, brother? Chime us in. What's your thoughts? How you feeling?
Feeling energized, feeling good, ready to go. You're waiting.
Oh, I hear some Eminem in the back.
Really long time.
Eminem in the back. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? There was a couple emojis. And I see another camera, and we are almost ready to go.
Says, let's go. So I want to know though, like where is it the butterfly or is it the bee? Which one is it? Look at that guy, little butterfly floating around.
How we doing, guys? What is happening, Sean?
Flip your phone a little bit, Sean.
Is that better?
You're just sideways right now.
What is wrong with this phone? Okay, is that better? There we go.
Yep.
Go with that. Now watch this. I'm going to turn it back regular and it's going to be fine. Is that fine now?
Yeah.
Boom. Can you hear me? We can hear you.
Yes.
All right. So what's up, everybody, on the Real Raw, Unblinded Real Raw sales role play? We're not started yet, though, right?
We are live.
We are live. Cookies and all, sir. I'm eating a Ritz cracker. Nice. Nice. We got Adam Gugino with some boxing gloves. We got Jared in his calmness, as always. So there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of buzz for this one.
Adam can't sit still, Sean. He can't. He's just bouncing. He's just bouncing around.
Yes. And we should be getting paid by Ritz crackers to promote them, as I'm having 3 Ritz crackers for lunch after speaking for about 9 straight hours today. So I am ready. We are crushing it. And we are on, Fernando. What is present for you, brother? What is present for me, sir, is that we have 2 Goliaths. We have Cinderella and we have Beast. And today is going to be a feast and a show. We got someone on the left, someone on the right. What I know for sure that today is going to be a good fight. So, boys, we're going to keep it clean. We're going to keep it mean. And we're going to enjoy because we have Mr. Callaghy and team and company. And, of course, our entire movement. So let's go through the rules and let's play it safe and let's have some fun as I chime into my inner Muhammad Ali in this moment. So this is what it's looking like, ladies and gentlemen. We got Jared. We have Adam, co-founders of Unblinded. This is what it's going to look like. Jared, you are going to be Cinduit. Adam, you are going to be your previous engagement. We're going to have you sell each other. and we're going to figure out who's going to go first. By the way, would anyone like to take that challenge? Would anyone like to go first, or would we like to rock, paper, scissors? Adam, we're going to give it to you. What would you like to do?
So Jared is going to go first since I went first in the morning. We already discussed that going in. So
Adam went first in front of 3 people, and I'm welcoming the challenge to go first in front of hundreds. So
as you can see, everybody, the tension is hot. The feelings are real. We got 2 people ready to meet in the middle, and that is what it's going to look like. Sean, you are going to do your greatness. You are going to chime in, stop. I'm going to be the timer, and we're going to make sure we end when we need to end. So it is 4:05. I'm hitting the ding. So kick it off, Jared. Let's see what you can bring.
So before we start, Fernando, very impressive intro. Everybody, new format, real raw sales role play brought to you by Unblinded. This is leading to our influence offs at night. We're going to literally compete and have the #1 influencer, not this nonsense of influencer like my high school teenage kids say, or Fernando, what you used to think an influencer was, where you had people and measuring it by like Instagram followers that don't care because you put some ridiculous video up, but people who can influence. People can take people from hello to yes where it matters. That's what we're talking about. Adam, Jared, in the formula, crushing it. Geniuses all over the place. Fernando, that was a crushingly phenomenal introduction. Jared, kick it off, and you are selling, influencing, enrolling, promoting, whatever we want to share. To Adam, you're up, go.
Right. Adam, is that you over there looking a little bit nervous and a little bit sweaty as we speak?
Is that how you talk to all your potential clients?
No, here we go. Let's kick it off. Official. Here we go. Official. And before we tune in, as entertaining as this is an opportunity for everybody to really see distinctions, because Sean is going to help us see what we don't see within our process. And we're making hundreds and hundreds of calls like this every single day. It's a chance for you to see things that you don't see within your own process. So let's kick it off. Adam, I am so excited to be having this conversation with you today. I've heard nothing but the most wonderful things about you, and I'm eager to learn more. I'm eager to find out a little bit about your past. So, like, if you don't mind, just give me some context. Like, where have you been, man? Like, what were some of the things you've been up to over the past few years in your career?
Yeah, man. I've been in sales pretty much my entire life. I've been, wherever I was, I've been extremely successful selling things from payroll, solar, just doing a lot of different things, but all related to sales.
That's awesome. So what do you feel like in the domain of sales has been like some of your greatest accomplishments? What are some of your big achievements?
Yeah, I've had, several that I believe were pretty big. I was #1 in the country selling payroll over the phone a couple years in a row. I made 5 back-to-back trips. We won many awards over at that organization. And I also started working at a solar company. And when I went over there, I was annualizing, approximately, I think about $4 or $5 million. When I first got there, it was about 30 employees. And I was hired to build and really launch a sales team, inside sales team. And after approximately 3.5 years, the company was annualizing $3.5 million, took it to about $750 million.
Whew. I would say that's a pretty big deal. I mean, it's exceptional. Like, you realize that, like, that's like a unicorn. Like, that doesn't really happen often. So congratulations to that. What were some of the things that led to that success? Like, how'd you go from like 3 million, like, 'cause like in the solar industry, it's kind of a small company, to like 750 million. That's a beast. Like, how did you do that? Like, what were some of the things you did to scale?
Well, I'll tell you, I was able to create an environment where culture was extremely important. And, it was always about being able to replace yourself. So each individual would think to follow a process in order to replace themselves. And we also, established pretty early on a competitive advantage over process. And we built what I consider a sales assembly line through technology, providing the right opportunity for the right person at the right time. And when you're able to do that, it allows for the the business to grow fast and rapidly. So, you know, of course, sales was a key component, right? I mean, it started with me leading by example, selling over the phone, and really training individuals who had no experience whatsoever in selling. And from there, you know, with the right training, like I said, and also with the right culture, making sales fun and exciting, we were able to scale pretty quickly.
It sounds like you love your team. It sounds like that's something that you were really proud of. Just how you talk about them with the training and the culture. It says a lot. Like a lot of sales companies, they don't have that culture. It's kind of the opposite of that. So kudos to you, man. It's awesome. So what's your vision with that? Like to take a company from 3 to 750 million, like what's your personal vision with that journey?
Pat, I'm going to jump in and pause. So Jarrett, you can feel the energy is great, right? Beautiful job. Jarrett's unquestionably deeply listening. I want to create a minor distinction access and let this land for everybody, because what I want you to begin to think about is when you're in your sales conversation, how you shift the trajectory. Are you taking it deeper and deeper into heart and soul? Is it staying at surface, getting more real, or going more deeply emotional? I would say that Adam is in a stage of real peeking into emotional, right? So we want to shift that trajectory. If you see in my hand, right? Like you're moving in a line, we want that line to start going deeper and deeper as you go. So an access point could be, so at what level of emotional depth do you feel right now, Adam? Scale 1 to 10. 10 being you feel like you're like just living in your heart and soul. 8 being like, yeah, like I'm feeling really engaged and touched on my heart. 5 being, yeah, a little bit. 0 being I'm in my head and like nowhere. Like where would you say you are right now?
7.5.
All right. So if I were to say, when you said, because what Jared did wonderfully is he acknowledged each thing and then could have asked an emotional question, a feeling question. So when Adam said 750 million, Jared's like, whoa, it's like a unicorn, right? So what if he said, whoa, it's like a unicorn? Adam, listen to what I'm saying exactly. Hear my tonality, everybody. Whoa, it's like a unicorn. Adam, how'd that feel? Answer.
It felt extremely accomplished. It felt, incredibly rewarding to be able to really take a look at what it had done in such a short amount of time, but more importantly, all the lives that have been changed up until that point.
Okay, emotional level right now.
It's at a 9.
Okay, so that's just one question. So my point is, in emotional rapport building, we're trying to leave you with somebody. We're trying to leave the person in a place, give them the gift of feeling seen, heard, and what they say matters. Jared did an outstanding job. Jared in his process, I would put him at a 9.9 in what he's doing. And this is just a minor distinction of making it to a 9.99, but it deepens the connection meaningfully by having Adam drop into his heart deeper. Do you feel that, Adam?
Yes.
Straight up, Jared, for real. Like, does that make some sense or no?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's awesome. That's such a access point right there. Yeah. It's the exact direction I wanted him to go into the deeper emotion. So huge. Yeah.
Yeah. So it could be shortened up even, but so 2 things. How'd that feel? Right. But it's the shifting tone. Mm-hmm. And so short tone shift, how'd it feel? Shortened up with like, it's like a unicorn, 750 million. So you mirror the key point, pause. Adam, how'd that feel? Taking it deeper, leading into more deeper emotion. Fernando, quickly, what's present for you with that access?
What's present for me is the power, once again, of short questions, tonality, and the depthness. So definitely created, from a 7 to a 9.5, it creates that shift. So that is what I'm present to.
And it puts things on a different trajectory. So you just heard him say, Jared, he just picked up with, like the pride of what we accomplished, what we did, right? So take it from there, sir.
So Adam, I'm really curious. What's your personal vision with like your current opportunity at the solar company, like for yourself?
My personal vision is to continue to grow and scale and build leaders that have the same mindset, courage, and really love for all people that I do.
So what I hear you saying is you really want to continue to build people, potentially even like replace yourself to some degree and allow other people to step into where you are, potentially to free you up. So what would that look like for you if you were freed up from some of the responsibilities that you currently have? Like what would you?
Let me jump in real quick. So beautiful. So Adam, answer this now. So watch the minor distinction, but the trajectory shift again. Ready? So Adam, and hear me, please take notes, write this down, people watching, right? So Adam, thank you for sharing it. I'm hearing a person that has a heart for people. Am I hearing that right?
Sure.
Yeah. So if you could have it all your way, where does all this go? Like, what's the ultimate dream for Adam and your legacy? Like, what's it all about?
You just said it. Legacy. Leaving an impact. The largest scale impact as possible, creating a positive influence for those around me, but not just for the individuals themselves, but for the impact that they have on others.
Right. And what I'm hearing is not just a heart for people, I'm hearing love for people. Am I hearing that right?
You are.
Okay. So emotional depth and connection right now, Adam.
9.9.
Okay. Minor distinctions. Jared, what's present for you?
What's present to me is your tonality with regard to the way that you ask your questions is so sharp, and where you're pausing is so intentional that it lands. Like what you're saying, it's almost like it doesn't even matter what you're saying. It's like the way you're going about saying it is absolutely like penetrating, and it goes deeper and deeper within Adam.
Yeah. Quick check-in. Thank you. Quick check-in. And by the way, we had some fun at the outset. This is what it's about, because Jared and Adam are two of the most incredibly successful salespeople I've ever met. They are unreal. And kudos to both of you for so egolessly engaging in this process. I'm immensely grateful. It's a service to people. It's amazing. Number one. Number two, you are spot on, brother, Jared. When we had the big jury verdict in Arizona, and I've shared this on prior modules, the other side attempted to mimic my use of tonality, my heart-centered, authentic use of tonality. And they tried to copy it. And when I was in stages of righteous indignation for the lies they told, or when I was in a heart-centered place for things to be like, and so you sat there and realized that your job is to protect Inspector General, the money of the people of Arizona. That's your job. Yes? Yes. And you didn't interview the person that was accused of fraud. You never spoke with her. Is that correct? Yes. And yet you found there was no evidence of fraud, never speaking to the person being accused of fraud. Is that right? Yes. And they hired a lobbyist, and that lobbyist spoke with you. Isn't that true? Yes, right? So they tried to, and that was legitimate, authentic, righteous indignation tonally. Right? That's the Zeus side of it. They tried to mimic it. Because they didn't have repetition and skill and a formula, they came off as wildly inauthentic, and the jury hated them, despised them, and so did the judge, right? And they didn't say that, but the whole effect was that. And so if you're listening to this, you're like, okay, and your note that you're writing down is use tone effectively. That's not the note. The note is become a master of authentic tonality and rep it every single day. Journal on your progress and then become truly a master. Because there was really smart people in that trial, and they came off as inauthentic, lying buffoons. Inauthentic, lying buffoons. Because they tried to copy something and use it that they weren't skilled in and that they didn't feel. So, boom. Jared, doing awesome. Let's please keep rolling.
Time check.
Time check.
Time check is 4:21, so let's do 9 more minutes, Jared, and then we'll pivot over. So please continue.
Yeah.
Cool. So Adam, I'm really curious, like you've obviously contributed immensely to this company. Congratulations again. Like what you've done from a culture standpoint is equally as impressive as what you've done to a financial, like economic standpoint. And I'm just curious, like, are you a partner in the company? Because it sounds like you just like, you see this vision for yourself there. And I'm just curious if the founders see that as well.
No, I'm the senior vice president. I oversee 500 employees, 13 different departments. And I love every single one of them.
Yeah. You can hear the shift energetically. Adam's certainty and discomfort has skyrocketed. That means there's a point of pain here. When he was delivering everything he did, when Jared was asking, he was in Zeus certainty, delivering it, got deeper into his heart with a couple of my questions, but he was in certainty in his heart, feeling confident. And you heard the subtlety of something is off. Fernando, did you hear the subtlety of something was off in his answer?
Yeah, there was a little bit of and just tone-wise, I'm trying to put words on what I heard and felt. The direct answer is yes. It was very.
You heard discomfort. You heard uncertainty. You heard hidden embarrassment. Adam, did I hear that?
Yes.
Okay, please continue, Jared.
I'm curious, do you feel like you've earned it?
Well, I appreciate that question. And, being that I was there from the start and was able to, be the face of the organization and really help grow sales. And we all know how important sales are to any organization. I do feel that I earned it, but I'm also very confident that I will be set and that I will have a seat at the table.
Is Adam's tone telling us that he's actually certain that's going to happen, Fernando?
Not at all.
Right. Jared, please continue.
So just like all that I know is what you've shared, Adam. And what I could tell you is you've earned it. The level of commitment that you bring to this company, the amount that you care for the people before anything else, and the economics that you've been able to produce in such a short, condensed period of time, my friend, you've earned it. I want to share a quick story about myself and the reason why I'm saying that, because it's going to really help connect the dots for you as to the importance of being a partner, of being able to truly write the story. When I was 20 years old, I had this realization, and the realization was I am going to be a dad. That was my realization. And I'm sure it was derived from the fact that my parents, they went through a very difficult divorce when I was a child, and I wanted to have a different future for my future family. And I remember thinking to myself when I was 20 years old, what does that mean? Like, what does it mean to be a dad? And I started to define what a dad was. And for me, a dad was someone that would never miss anything with their children. The complete freedom to do whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted, and as often as they wanted. And the only path that I could see myself taking to create that outcome was entrepreneurship. And fast forward to today, I'm 35 years old. I have a 3.5-year-old daughter and a 1.5-year-old son, and I have that. And I have that because I stepped into the role of being an entrepreneur and truly controlling my destiny. And one of the things that you've shared, Adam, is your love for people. And I don't like to make assumptions about people, but I'm going to, because I feel like you opened up a door. And as much as you love people, I'm confident that when the time comes for you to build a family, if it hasn't already happened for you, you're going to have an insatiable desire to want to be present with your family. Is that fair to say, Adam?
I would say that is pretty spot on.
And as someone...
Pause. Drop the mic. Just like re-listen to that 10 times, everybody. Like, what heroic characteristics just exploded out from Jared? Fernando, give me one, please.
What? I'm sorry. Say that one question one last time.
Yeah, from what the acknowledgments and what of Adam, the sharing of his own unique identity, Jared's, what heroic characteristics do you now believe about Jared, just from what you heard?
He is intentional.
Intentional. Adam, one.
Loving.
Fernando. I'll go committed. Fernando.
Caring.
Adam.
Dedicated.
Brilliant.
Visionary.
Fernando. Adam.
Family man.
Leader. We can keep going. When you tell your heroic, unique identity story with certainty, with the depth of listening, that acknowledgement, and you land specifically deeply on the listening of the person, which Jared did for Adam, the gravitational pull is extraordinary.
May I share one thing, Sean?
Please.
What I love for everyone that's listening is that Jared, not for 1 second, shared any accomplishment of financials or business success whatsoever. And that was, in my opinion, one of the most, the conciseness is what's impressive. And just hearing Jared say it so many times, one of the best conveyances in such a short amount of time without any sort of like accomplishment, which he has many, and it was real and it was authentic. Authentic was going to be my next word.
Yeah, drop the mic. So please, Jared, continue.
5 minutes, by the way.
Based on what you just shared with like your desire, like that actually the insatiable desire to do for your future or present family what you've done for the employees that you've been able to, your team that you've worked with. My greatest fear for you, Adam, is the fact that you won't be able to have the type of freedom that I know is important to you. And the reason I share that is I have been an entrepreneur for 15 years. I've supported tens of thousands of other people, some entrepreneurs, other small business owners, and many employees like yourself who had a bigger vision for themselves. They had a vision to have the type of freedom that I had and that other entrepreneurs had. And one of the things that's really unique about what we're doing at Unblinded is we are empowering people to step into that vision. We're providing people with the resources, the skills, the programs, so that they can take that step and write the story of their own life. We actually have a program called our Unblinded Mastery Program. Adam, this program was literally built for people like you, people that are highly motivated, they love people, and they want to write the story of their life. And guess what? They're also financially driven. They want to make money. It's a very important factor. Our Unblinded Mastery Program is a program that allows you to work with us for at least 6 months with lifetime access on a week-by-week basis. And what we're going to share with you, because you already know how to sell, are key distinctions that help you see what you don't currently see within your sales process. But even more importantly, this, Adam, it's going to teach you how to effectively teach other people to do what you do. This 6-month program is one of a kind. You're going to gain access to video modules, live role plays, interactive Q&A sessions, a community. But for you, Adam, it's your step into writing your own story. Because there's a real business model associated with being part of our mastery program. You're going to become certified as an unblinded certified sales coach. And as a sales coach, you get to work with us so that we can support you in building a business that provides you with that freedom that I know is so important to you so that you can have what you ultimately want with your present and your future family as well. So Adam, I'm just curious, like, I feel like you might think I'm like reading your mind right now and like, there's no magic here. Like I'm being like just super direct and I'm hearing you. How does that land for you, Adam, to be able to write the story of your life on your terms?
It lands pretty well. Yes, I gotta tell you.
I'm going to pause. You know what's present for me? What is present for me is what a competitive lunatic Jared Yellin is, because he did not like the fact that I was able to intervene a couple of times earlier and create acceleration and improvement in a meaningful way in what he was doing. And since the second time that happened, he has been in like 9.999 land, like an absolute stark raving maniac. That is Jared, drop the mic. Like absolutely phenomenal job at stepping into step 3 and 4. Truly. Fernando, are you present to that reality and potential?
Oh my God, man. I'm cracking up. Like there's been memes of Adam as a butterfly that have surfaced. There's been rumors on social media. Jared and Adam have been lunatics since this morning. And to directly answer your question, yes, he is hitting every pain point in like such a deliberate way. It is great to watch.
And Jared, am I correct that your competitive nerve was touched and there was some minor acceleration or minor distinction acceleration that amplified and elevated what was happening? Is that a fair, my level 5 listening into your action correctly?
There's 2 things. One, that for sure. So I absolutely love competition. Like I love it. And I hope that all of you love it too. And even if you don't, like look in the mirror and start to. Here's the second reason why. Adam's previous life keeps me up at night. It literally keeps me up at night. And that is coming from like Jared's goddess, Zeus, whatever you want to call it. It keeps me up at night because Adam is someone that is so wildly skilled and was so extraordinarily suppressed that it makes me like violently angry. And that first dinner that we had at Capitol Grill, when like I looked at the guys, I'm like, are you going to do this with us? And like, I saw like actually like a little boy show up. Like, it was like, whoa, like they believe in me. So what I stepped into today was what I would have done to Adam if Adam was his previous self. And that makes me violently angry when people have wild skill set and they're suppressed. So that was the second reason why, is I felt the need to reinforce that Adam made the right decision by stepping into Unblinded. But yes, I just love competition for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen of the world, this is who Jared Yellin is.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is who Jared Yellin is.
Yes.
And I'm so proud that we have encapsulated who you are, and we did it this way. This wasn't done intentionally. Like we wanted to launch the Real Raw 2-person with Jared and Adam because we thought it would be fun. This has become 100 times more meaningful than fun. Incredible job. So please take it home, Jared.
Yeah, time check. Let's go agreement formation switch. Hit it.
So Adam, I know I didn't get a lot of time to go into the details of this mastery program. So I'm going to ask you to do this. Just trust me. When I say that you're better with us than without us, then just say yes.
Yes.
Nice. Ego subjugation, ladies and gentlemen. Great job.
Authentic, integrity-filled, Zeus, goddess, aspirational, fun, energy, varied, indispensable elements, scarcity, matching and mirroring, acknowledgement, listening, level 5, love unconditionally with boundaries. We had reciprocity, emotional, energetic transference, question power everywhere, validation, congruence. That was an outstanding job. In the chat, please share what your thoughts are, what you're feeling, what you're seeing, what you're experiencing. That was an outstanding job. And we still had distinctions up front of how we accelerated the emotional deepening right off the bat. Like, this is what the real raw is supposed to look like. This is what it looks like with 2 people, and this is what it looks like with 2 masters. Fernando, what's present?
You said it right at the end. This is what it looks like with 2 masters. This was not planned, unscripted, literally happened this morning. And just, I really want to anchor that is the real Jared. I'd be remiss if I didn't share that, because we're blessed to see it. I don't think a lot of other people are. And it's like that Zeus, like Jared's love is Zeus. And he loves with fire and anger in the most loving and endearing way. So I'm grateful that everyone else got to see what we see.
You know what I'm also present to and grateful for? This 1 hour is the encapsulation of what Unblinded is. There's nothing that we have created to this date that encapsulates who we are, what this program is, like this hour. This is unreal. To all of you listening and learning, don't just learn from the influence mastery. On a process mastery level, this creation of content, creation of teaching, adding value produces magic for you. Meaning, this is magic for us. I'm going to take this, I'll send this to everybody on earth as the validation of everything this program. And that's a beautiful byproduct of our giving away massive value and all of our time in doing this, that boom, oh my God, this lands as this like unbelievable encapsulation of the power of the formula, the skills of the people in this program for outsource sales, for creating acceleration at every level, what people are doing, ecosystem merging, our talent and ability, our uniqueness of distinction, the love we have in our heart for each other, everything captured here. Folks, when you create content, that's what you get. Amazing.
And also one Sean, and then we'll kick it to you, Adam, is the sharpness in which we're moving. Like, all right, Jared, you got 4 minutes, go right into agreement formation. Like, there was no explaining what that meant. He knew exactly what that meant. The directions are crisp. And for everyone listening, that's because we're all committed to mastery, and we're able to speak in that language, which allows us to sharpen faster. So Adam,
so one more sec, Fernando. And we've had, we've had individual people on, beautiful souls, incredible people, some people in the program, nobody at this level of mastery. And you can see, and these are masterful people who've been 7-figure earners on this program before. And there is no comparison to what you're experiencing right now. This is what the distinctions of mastery look like after you're already 9.5, 6, 7, 8, 9.9. This is what it looks like when you get to 9.9, 9.99. Drop the mic. Fernando, back to you.
All right, so that was round 1. Adam, you said yes, so it is on. So Adam, get your.
Just one question, Adam. You still have to add one first. Okay, continue, Fernando.
Poke. Adam, you're up. You got 22 minutes.
Let's go.
Yes. Jared is into it. You are unblinded. Ready, go.
Jared, man, I am honored to be on the phone with such an incredible entrepreneur like yourself. How you holding up with everything going on right now?
You know what it is, Adam? It's I want to be empathetic to the fact that people are absolutely suffering, and it's real. People losing jobs, people are getting sick, people having financial distress. There's overwhelm. There's parents that are now homeschooling kids like overnight, and yet I see this as the single greatest opportunity for people to step into legendary. And as a result, I'm excited. And yet I'm very empathetic to other people that are suffering.
Wow. I mean, that really exemplifies to me, what an entrepreneur is. I mean, these days, so many entrepreneurs are just popping up all over the place, but somebody like you who's seeing this as an opportunity, even with, showing the empathy. Please tell me a little bit, if you don't mind, share with me, how you got started in the business that you're in with Synduit.
Yeah, it was almost 9 years ago. I had this realization that one of the greatest pain points for what I call change maker entrepreneurs is the inability to market themselves, the inability to mobilize their message and their mission. And I wanted to help. And at that time, the only way I could help was by writing marketing copy. That was the first version of the company. So I can sell, and I sold myself as a copywriter, and I got really cool clients, like really interesting people that had wonderful messages and missions. And that all of a sudden accelerated very quickly as they asked me to do things that were beyond the scope of copywriting. They wanted me to build websites for them, do massive online product launches, book launches, build out online courses and platforms. And I very quickly morphed the company into an agency, and the agency scaled extremely quickly. We had hundreds of clients. We had a relatively large team. And then in 2012, I had this epiphany, Adam, and I realized that I personally built my worst nightmare. From the outside looking in, this company was wildly successful. And from the inside looking out, it was too. But it was clunky. Every client meant that I had to hire someone to manage that client. And what I don't like are businesses that can only scale by hiring. So my epiphany was, I'm either going to sabotage this beautiful company, or I'm going to find a way to scale it to support 1 million entrepreneurs. And that concept of 1 million was very exciting. And the only way that I could conceptualize getting there was building a marketing platform. And I'm not an engineer. So I had one token engineer on my team at that time who is still with me today. He's our CTO. His name is Mani. And I approached him with this vision. I said, I want to build the simplest marketing software in the world. And I want to then pre-populate the software with all of the content that a business or an industry would need. And he said he could do it. And to kind of share the fast story, a year later, we launched the first version of the software only for chiropractors to prove it out. We had about 1,000 chiropractors sign up in 4 months. So really fast growth in a tiny profession. It validated the platform. It validated the vision. We got back to work. And a little over 3.5 years ago, we launched our current version. And Adam, we have 40,000 paying users at this point across 30 industries. So it's been a really exciting ride.
Wow, that's incredible. Your motivation to help entrepreneurs reach their goals and get to the next level, like where does that come from for you?
For me,
right there, I might hit a more specific acknowledgement access. This is fantastic, right? Everything's great. You're sterling nines. Acknowledgement access, like Jared, that's one of the most remarkable stories of anybody I personally met. To go from 0 to 40,000 paid users, so many people want to do something similar to what you did. And not only you have 40,000 clients, you created your own online platform and program to do it. Remarkable. Like something that's comparatively meaningful, so that the acknowledgement is, hey, that's amazing. I know you did more than that, Adam, but like, hey, that's amazing. Comparatively meaningful. So Jared gets, the person listening, and the acknowledgement is receiving that you see really how unique they are. So it's beyond amazing, exceptional. A lot of people try that 0 to 40,000. It's remarkable. And doing that out of your home, create like something like, does that land, Adam?
Yes, absolutely.
It's the uniqueness of the acknowledgement. I love the next question. The next question you added was phenomenal. Perfect, right? The acknowledgement could have him feel more seen and heard. So please continue.
You want to ask the question, like motivation?
So just incredible. I mean, 0 to 40,000. I mean, one of the greatest business stories I've ever heard. And I've heard a lot. Please, like, what drives you to want to see entrepreneurs reach their goals? Like, where does that come from?
It's a great question, Adam. I would say that it's truly based on the fact that my parents went through a really difficult divorce. And if somebody were to ask me a question, which was define your childhood in one word, I would have said loud. Like there was just nowhere to go for peace. And I remember committing myself to not having that be my story in life and focusing on whatever it would take to create freedom for myself. And that has been my internal war cry. And I realized that it really wasn't just about me. It was about anyone I could touch. So my team fits into it. And then also all of our clients, our users. And one of the things I've found is most business owners, they go into business for themselves because if they want to create freedom. They're like, oh, this is like the dream. Like if I start my own business, like I'll have more freedom. And then all of a sudden they're held captive. And they're held captive because they have absolutely no idea how to market themselves. And that's my drive, is I want to find different access points to help businesses release their captivity so they can mobilize their product, their service, their message, or their mission. But it's all derived from the fact that my parents had a crazy divorce and I wanted to write a different story for myself.
Pause. Fernando, why did Jared, so everybody's dialed in with the depth of their listening. Remember, nobody tells you anything that they don't want you to know. So every single thing people say to you is because they want you to know. What are some things, Fernando, that Jared wants people to know? Level 5 listening from what he just shared.
That his childhood was loud, that he was committed to freedom, that it wasn't only about creating it for himself. It is a masterful importance for not allowing anyone else to feel the pain that he had felt.
Yeah, and that he overcame it, right? Like it was loud and he overcame it. Is that right, Jared?
Yeah.
Your childhood was loud and you overcame it, yes?
And I'm proud of that, yes.
And you're proud of it. And you've created something completely different for your children because your home is not loud. Is that fair?
That is correct.
Peaceful, controlled, organized, process mastery driven, operate 40,000 person platform out of a business and a solopreneur platform out of my home seamlessly. That's who you are, isn't it?
Yes, 100%.
And you want people to know that, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Level 5 listening equals realizing every single thing people say is for a specific reason. Present for you, Fernando?
It is, right now what's present for me is the power of 5D listening, and I am enjoying Jared's smirk. So I want to give it back to Adam. You got 14 minutes, brother, so keep it moving.
Wow, Jared, I mean, thank you. Thank you for sharing about, a little bit about your childhood. It says so much about you and tells me you're a family man. It tells me that, your love for all people is so present. Please talk to me a little bit about like what's working for you right now. Tell me about the business and where it's going.
So I had a realization like almost 18 months ago as the company was expanding and we were in 30 industries, that I felt out of integrity being the face of every industry. There was this one weekend that I spoke at a travel event, the next weekend, a chiropractic event, the next weekend, a real estate event. And as I was standing on stage, galvanizing energy and getting people excited, I felt that I was the wrong person to do that. And I remember I was at this travel event and this person spoke before me and she made this statement, and I'm going to improvise it because it wasn't the exact statement, but it was something to the extent of, we are going to take our rightful place on planet Earth. We are going to take down orbits. And she said it with like such certainty and such passion. And I thought to myself, that's a good line. Like I should use that line. The problem was I was a bit out of integrity because I didn't really feel that way. Like I never wake up thinking about travel agents. Like I think about people, but not like the industry of travel. And I approached her and I said, what would it take for you to say that line, but sell our platform? And she said, there's nothing that would allow me to say that line and sell your platform. And I said, well, what if we made this platform yours and we private labeled it to you? And she said, well, then I would say it. So what's working is we're private labeling our software, and we have a dozen versions of the software right now in circulation, and that's the present and future of the company.
Ingenious. I mean, that is incredible. So that, I mean, it sounds like that also just helps scale and really is going to get you to the next level. Let me ask you, if you could have it all your way from a growth perspective, like what would that look like for you?
These private labels being able to grow without me so that they can realize their potential without my involvement.
So let's pause. So how about if we so first of all, two things. One, Jared, with being able to share your story this way, how good does it feel? Scale of 1 to 10. Like how good are you feeling with what you're sharing? Scale of 1 to 10 right now.
9.999. Yeah, great.
Yeah, feel sick, right? So when we're talking to people and acknowledging and validating, we're genuinely in love, unconditional love with boundaries. We're giving somebody the gift of stepping into their greatness and being heard. So we're role playing and Jared feels 9.9999 because it feels amazing. And when he is talking to Adam in a room at a dinner over the phone, that 9.9999 is associated to Adam. Is that fair, Jared?
Yeah, totally.
because he's taking you there on the journey.
Yep.
And most people don't hear us. They don't listen to us. Our significant others, our friends, our business partners, et cetera, et cetera. It's not there. So it feels amazing. 1, 2. What if I ask this question? Well, the have it all your way question, I think, is critical. So like how specific it becomes, Adam, right? Everybody. So Jared, if you could have it all your way, like you've done so much already, like what are you doing all this for in the end? Notice what I said. What are you doing all this for in the end? That's the ultimate destiny, ultimate legacy question. Do you feel that, Jared?
Yeah, that's really awesome question, actually.
Yeah, because it's not saying I want to, because his ultimate goal is not just to let it grow when he's not there. We want to frame the question so he's telling us why he wants it to grow when he's not there. Answer?
So that each of these private labels are sustainable without me, so that I can continue to support the newer private labels to get to the place where they're sustainable without me.
And why do you want?
Selfless, and that's incredible. But again, even when you get to that point, like, what will that bring you?
9-minute warning, Adam.
Immense joy. I love the concept of providing people with access that they would not have had on their own. And the private labels we work with, typically, not all of them, but many of them, they've built really great companies, and they have higher ticket items that they're selling. So maybe they're selling 500 to 1,000 of whatever it is they're selling, coaching services, things of that nature. And they have a great life because they're selling things that are $50,000 to $100,000 a year. So they have a great life, but they have a vision of seismic impact in their industry, and being able to offer a marketing software at a more affordable rate allows them to support tens of thousands of people in their industry. So what excites me is them creating the legacy that ultimately matters most to them.
You are clearly a sales and marketing genius. What do you see is their biggest challenge from getting to that point where they have what you have?
I think it's more of my biggest challenge than theirs. They can't sell the way I can sell. That is certain. And I don't know how to teach sales the way that is required in order for them to sell the way that I sell. So I take responsibility, but it's a challenge that they come with, and it's my responsibility to find a way to resolve that.
I mean, again, it's just incredibly selfless, and the way you hold yourself accountable for so much and hold yourself responsible for so much. Would you mind if I shared with you a little bit about me and Unblinded?
I would love to, Adam. Yeah, I'd love to hear.
Well, thank you. And again, thank you for your heartfelt share. I've been in sales, selling my entire life. I sold payroll over the phone for a company called ADP. I was doing that for several years. I was #1 in the country selling payroll. And I decided that I wanted more. And I was offered an opportunity to leave a very secure position, take a leap of faith, and a vice president, and ironically, a vice president of myself for a startup solar company, which approximately at the time was annualizing anywhere from $3 to $5 million. There was about 30 employees, and I decided to jump in, and I had my first Jerry Maguire moment. I walked out of ADP to a standing ovation amongst my peers, and it's a moment I will absolutely never ever forget. And I walked into the small little solar company, and I was handed a computer, and I was told, you know what, go make this happen. And with an empty warehouse and reading how to build a call center for dummies over a weekend, I just put my head down, immersed myself in the industry. And I always knew that I had, a great ability to sell, but I wasn't sure if I could train or if I could teach. That was my question to myself. And after hiring my first 8 people who had absolutely zero zero training in sales their entire life. They came from all walks of life. I put them on the phone after 2 weeks of training, and they got on. And let me tell you, day one, zero success. They did not set one appointment or one sale. Day two, not one appointment or one sale. And I was doubting myself, like, can I train? Can I teach what I do? And that night I got a phone call from the CEO, and he said, Adam, I want you to know that I have full faith and confidence in you that you're going to make this happen. And if you want to fire every last person there and start all over, go ahead and do it. And for 30 seconds, I felt a sense of relief. But I have to tell you, that relief was short-lived, because once I got off the phone and I realized, you know what, I didn't fail myself or the organization. I failed those individuals that believed in me and had a vision that I had sold them on when they walked into that empty warehouse. And the next morning, I walked into the CEO's office and I said, listen, 2 things are going to happen today. Please, I ask you for a favor. One, I am going to get on the phones with them, and I'm going to lead by example and show them exactly what they need to do. And the second thing is, I don't want you to pay my salary for the next 30 days. Do not pay me. Give me 30 days with these individuals. And he said, go ahead, go get it. And of course, I'll pay you, he said as well. And went in, gave a little speech. We all got on the phones that day, that 8 appointments. We had more fun and excitement that day than we ever had. One of those appointments turned into a sale. And yeah, the rest was history. Over the next 3.5 years, we made Inc. 500 magazine 3 years in a row as one of the fastest growing privately held companies in the country. We went from annualizing $5 million to $750 million in 3.5 years. But more importantly, it was the growth of the team and the individuals. We went from 0 to 500 employees. And I was sitting in a space where everything was going great, except there was one thing, and I wanted more. And I felt that I wanted to be able to impact more lives around training and teaching leadership development. Because one of the biggest challenges, similar to yours, you know, being able to have people step into their own greatness. And as I was doing that and realizing that I was lacking something, and I have to say that I was looking and I was searching, and I went to an event, Tony Robbins event, and I met an individual by the name of Sean Callaghy. And I hope one day you get to meet him. He is an absolute genius around sales and influence, one of the #1 U.S. trial attorneys in the country. And we went out to dinner, and he started to talk to me about an opportunity and a formula for sales. And I was intrigued. And as I told him my story, he acknowledged the fact that I was one of the best salespeople that he's ever met.
Hey, Adam, want to check in? We got like 5 minutes.
Yeah. And this is amazing. You're crushing it, and it's revealing so many heroic characteristics about you. We'll talk about that in a minute. So, Fran, we'll maybe go a couple minutes extra. This is phenomenal. Please keep going ahead.
And as I sat there, humbled by this man's, again, acknowledgement of what I had done and created, and as he introduced me to the formula, he said this sentence: integrity-based human influence is what has helped create all of your success. And I heard the word integrity and influence and sales. And once I heard that, I said intrigued, but now I wanted to know more. And the word integrity in sales was something that I had never really thought of. And when I decided to continue to learn more about the opportunity, I figured this out, that with this formula, with an understanding of a way to look at the sales process, that it could be trainable and duplicatable to another level. And I decided that I was going to once again have my second Jerry Maguire moment and take a leap of faith in this opportunity. And I scheduled a meeting with the 3 partners at the time. And I said, guys, listen, I always follow my heart. The difference is that my heart is no longer with this organization. It is now with this unblinded movement and integrity-based human influence, because there I can impact more people and more lives. And at that moment, I said, as of today, I resign. I was also told, they offered me a lot. I was told that I'm walking away from millions of dollars. And yes, I walked away from millions of dollars. And it was for this reason. It was for the reason to be able to impact more with one of the most incredible the most incredible sales training and integrity-based human influence platform on the planet. And with that being said, if there was a way for me to be able to show you exactly how we could take this formula and scale it and introduce this to the entrepreneurs that you're looking to grow and increase their business, are you open to that thought? And please tell me, what are your thoughts?
Your story is amazing.
Pause. So, Jared, what characteristics, name a characteristic that came up for you through Adam's share of his heroic, unique identity?
He is extremely thoughtful.
Thoughtful, one. Fernando, we're just going to go around the circle. Thoughtful. Fernando.
Loyal.
Loving. Jared.
Driven.
Fernando.
Passionate.
Selfless. Jared.
Servant.
Fernando.
Committed.
Bold. Jared.
Intense.
Fernando.
Driven.
Visionary. We can keep going. That story and the way you tell your heroic, unique identity story demonstrates all of those characteristics. Right now, Fernando, scale of 1 to 10, pretend you didn't know Adam before today. From his telling that story, where is he in terms of gravitational pull for you?
A solid 9 point for sure.
Yeah. How about you, Jared?
Yeah, 9.99. Yeah, totally.
For me, 9.999. Like, who else on earth would I want to have on my team than that guy? Like, selfless team, wouldn't fire his people, relentless, visionary, walked away when felt that his heart wasn't where he wanted it to be. Like, unbelievable. So I'm sorry, Jared, continue. I'm going to bring this home in the next 3 minutes.
Agreement, formation coming.
Yes.
Go ahead, Jared. Share.
Adam, I'm just inspired, man. I mean, I'm blown away with what you've done, and I'm probably even more impressed with what you gave up to do more and to create more. So I'm just, I love what you said. I love it. You're inspiring. I'm intrigued to understand what this would look like, because just your certainty and the way you shared your story is something that I want all of my private labels to be able to do what you just did.
Well, thank you. And that's exactly what we're going to be able to do for you, because we have a program. It's a integrity-based human influence module that allows you to be able to see all of the distinctions that I described. It is a 4-step process. We're going to be able to take you through modules and have you really see the impact of what this can do. Now, what I want to say is this. When somebody says yes, when your private labels, when they get someone to say yes, what does that mean for their business? The more yeses that they get.
It's the reason why they said yes to me. So they're doing this to support as many people as possible. So it's very meaningful for them.
And when somebody says no, and they found that there's suffering or that there's pain, what does that mean?
They're very frustrated, like angry, disappointed in themselves for not being able to help them see what they see for them.
So what I'm asking you, don't trust me. You know sales, you're a sales genius. What I'm asking you to do is take the opportunity, go through the program, and trust yourself that you will know, after seeing this for yourself, that this will be able to provide exactly what I'm saying for your private labels. I do see no question that you and your private labels are better off with us than without us. So let's do this.
Let's do it.
Adam Gugino, ladies and gentlemen. So listen, here's the deal.
I would have did a demo. Got deeper into what the program looks like. That was short of time. So.
You did a fantastic job. Fernando, present for you. 15 seconds.
What's present for me? Number one, it is viewing everything through the formula just allows one to step into your greatness, and two, to train at a crazy level. You've given me the ability to see these type of distinctions, and I can just see here, just where they're accelerating, where there's micro distinctions for growth, seeing the differences in strengths on the 4 steps between the 2 characters that we just saw. And it's exciting. It's exciting because they're masters, they're incredible, and there's still areas where all of us can grow, myself included. So that is what's present for me.
Drop the mic. Jared, present for you. 10 seconds.
My love for Adam. I know we poke the bear a lot, and I publicly poke the bear a lot. But I love that dude. I would kill for that dude right there. He is the real deal, and what he shared in his unique heroic identity is absolutely everything that he is as a man. So that is what's present for me.
Adam, 10 seconds.
What is present for me for 10 seconds is that Jared Yellin will go down as the best CEO of all time.
Boom. Drop the mic. And here's what's present for me. We're launching an influence off. And if you want to be a part of this and you've achieved some level of success, or you're starting out and you're like, I want to prove myself, I want a shot at the title, then come on the huddles, come on the influence offs, promote somebody. I'm talking celebrity name brand people to just your successful entrepreneur and salesperson to you haven't achieved anything yet, but you know you got it in you and you're making things happen and you're a genius at going from low to yes, that become a part of this. The influence offs will be held weekly. We will crown the champion of 2020, and then we will sequence it out of a battle one-on-one with Adam, then Jared, and the surviving winner at the end of the day will face off against me right here, because I will, in the words of Muhammad Ali, say, I will be ready, I will be waiting in the Thrilla in Manila when this is all done. And that is what is present for me. And hopefully for everybody watching this, take notes like crazy, rewatch this 10 times. This, for my money, is as great a 1-hour sales educational video as has ever been created. That's not true. Show me the one that's better. I'm open to it. I want to learn from it. But what I'm present to, and that was not what I thought was going to happen today, is the most unbelievable 1-hour sales training that's ever been created and packed into a live transformational role-playing dynamic. Thank you, everybody. It is amazing. Send this video to everyone. Get them on the Real Raws, unblindedhuddle.com each and every day. Thank you. We're back tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Spread the word, sign up, and here we are creating more money in less time with more magic for you. I'm Sean Calgi on behalf of my Unblinded brothers, Jared Yellin, Adam Gugino, and the one and only Fernando Valencia. Great job. Thank you.